Even though history is filled with great women who ruled in the Arab world, especially in the Arabian Peninsula, they always seem to be forgotten and not mentioned. Women such as Balquees, the Queen of Yemen, and Fatema Al-Sabhan, the ruler of the Emirate of Hail in modern-day Saudi Arabia. Such women never get the historical mention or credit that they deserve. Today, we'll be taking a look at the woman who ruled Hail with an iron fist for 3 years from 1911 to 1914, Fatema bint Zamil Al-Sabhan. Everybody, welcome to Unsigned Historian, the channel where we tell you about historical figures that you might not know of but you should definitely know of. This is your host Majid, and let's get into today's topic. But before we do that, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Born in Hail in 1860, she was the member of Shammar, one of the largest and most influential Arab tribes. Her father Zamil was an emir and one of the founders of the Rashidi Emirate of Hail. Her mother, Princess Hadla Al-Ali, was one of the daughters of the most powerful rulers in Arabia. Being born to this powerful family, Princess Fatema had a unique and strong personality. She was also groomed and encouraged to study and understand all matters of state and rulership from a young age. Now, just to give context for those who might not be from the Middle East region or from the Arabian Peninsula, Hail is one of 13 provinces in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It's located in the northwestern region of the country. The region has a very rich history. It was the capital of the Emirate of Jabal Shammar. That was a monarchy of the House of Rashid from 1836 to 1921. The emirate was founded by tribal leader Emir Abdullah bin Rashid, along with his friend and cousin Zamil Al-Sabhan, who was Fatema's father. The emirate was one of the strongest entities in Arabia and was a strategic ally of the Ottoman Empire. Now, her rise to power was a bit dramatic. After her daughter, Princess Modi, married the Emir of Hail, Abdulaziz al-Rashid, the young princess bore one child to the ruler, who was Prince Saud, in 1899. As the years went by, coups, conflicts, and rivalries took place behind the royal palace's walls. Power would change hands several times and different factions were placed and overthrown. In 1908, a revolt took place against the ruler of Hail at the time, Saud al-Hamoud al-Rashid, and he was overthrown. A member of his family had to replace him and take rulership of the Emirate of Hail. Now, fate decided that the only suitable replacement would be none other than the young Prince Saud bin Abdulaziz, Fatema Al-Sabhan's grandson. Now, it was at this point that the Sabhan's family saga in Hail started. The emir was only 9 years old when he took the throne, and a regent had to be appointed in order to run the country on behalf of the young emir until he was of age. The first regent was the emir's uncle, Hamoud Al-Sabhan, who ran the emirate for several months before passing away. After his passing, another relative from the Sabhan family by the name of Zamil also passed away a few months after taking power as the regent in 1910. After Zamil's passing, and this Zamil is a different Zamil than the one who is Fatema Sabhan's father, to not confuse things. The people of Hail had no choice but to appoint the young emir's grandmother, Princess Fatema Sabhan, as the regent to the throne, making it one of the few instances where a woman was officially appointed as the ruler in modern-day Arabian history. Princess Fatema was in charge of the treasury, security, law enforcement, foreign affairs, and even though she never physically fought in a war, she was in charge of the military and defense of Hail, making sure to upgrade the military's arsenal. Many of Hail's military victories were attributed to Fatema's effective management of the military. Fatema was known to be a strong and firm ruler who shut down any attempts to cause instability or conflicts in the realm. She was also against nepotism, so much so that she even imprisoned people from her own family who had tried to take advantage of their position and gain power, including a princess from the Sabhan family that was imprisoned for 7 years. Princess Fatema was very well spoken and had a silvery voice, which allowed her to communicate with crowds in public forums. She was also known to be a very cultured woman with a high level of sophistication, as well as being an avid reader and writer. The princess was looked at as a role model and an example for women in Hail. In 1914, Fatema stepped down and handed all responsibilities to her grandson, the Emir Saud, when he turned 15. However, she still ran the show behind the scenes. She was the Emir's closest advisor, and he would execute all of his grandmother's orders without hesitation. Fatema Al-Sabhan and the Rashidi dynasty's rule in Hail came to an end after King Abdulaziz Al-Saud, founder of modern-day Saudi Arabia, conquered Hail and added the emirate to his kingdom. After King Abdulaziz became ruler of Hail, Princess Fatma, along with the rest of her family, kept their honorary titles and moved to the new kingdom's capital, Riyadh, where many of their descendants still reside until this day. Fatma passed away at the age of 75 in the 1930s, leaving behind a legacy filled with glory, one that not many people know of. Now you'll only find historical mention of Princess Fatma in the memoirs of Gertrude Bell, a British representative that was sent to the Arabian Peninsula. In her memoirs, Bell said about Fatma, "Fatma rules over all of them. She's a very intelligent woman and she can read and write." Another strange fact is that the only recorded photograph of Fatma that exists is actually a fake one. The lady that is widely believed to be Fatma is actually not her and is a Turkish lady who worked in the palace, which means that so far there is no recorded picture of Fatema Al-Sabhan. But what we do know is that she was a very great woman who left a great legacy that I hope one day the world knows about.